The annual Aiken Women's Heartboard benefit returns to the USC of Aiken Etheridge Center next week for their, I forget which show this is. There's been a lot of them. 5-night, 6-show undertaking, a show that I've actually been happy to be part of for about the last 18 years, as a matter of fact. All proceeds benefiting the American Heart Association. And with us this morning with more info is President of the Aiken Women's Heartboard, Melanie Wofford. Hey, good to see you again.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
We get to talk about the show in just a second because it's always an original show. But let's talk a little bit about what the Aiken Women's Heartboard is and what it does.
Well, the Aiken Women's Heartboard has been around actually since 1968 and was founded by an amazing woman in Aiken who lost her mother to heart disease. You know, in 1968, they didn't understand the connection and the damage with cardiovascular disease on women. That was less well researched and understood. So she just had this passion for earning money for the American Heart Association, which was also a newer organization at the time. And we've been doing that for 55 years this year.
Wow,
so,
congratulations. It's a very long time. So tell us, how did that become sponsoring the annual Heart Fund benefit every year now? So how did that come about?
Well, it started with a fashion show that in 1968 made $1,500, quite a lot in 1968. And after a few years, Eleanor Bookstaver, who founded the organization, collaborated with a friend of hers named Jim Moore. And they had the idea to do a musical play, kind of a musical review that was, and so they started doing that, about 44, 45 years ago? And the same fellow I just mentioned, Jim Moore, has written or directed our show for that many years. It's just his, it's an amazing commitment to Aiken and to this cause that he has had.
And over the span of those years, I believe the amount of around $2 million have been raised.
Actually closer to 3, about 2.75. We're busting up toward 3 million, hopefully soon.
So next week is the kickoff of the show, 5 nights, 6 shows. Let's talk a little about the show itself. It's all original cast, original story, and a bunch of songs.
A bunch of songs. I think there's 23, and I don't know if your viewing audience knows that Cliff is in the show, as he said. He's been a part of it for 18 years, but he has a fabulous role this year. The show is very, very funny. I'll just say Cliff has a lot of costume changes and a lot of songs that he sings. So I don't know that everyone knows that
you should say no
the
more.
star
Just
that's sitting here.
Just get the tickets to check out the show yourself.
It's called Home is Where the Heart Is, and it's basically a whole lot of people that for one reason or another, get stuck under one roof in a big old rambly house for a period of time. These huge, varied personalities and all the things that occur with that amount of time with that many people under a roof.
I will go ahead and say I've got 3 of those personalities in the show.
I was going to say, you have, I think, more costume changes this year than anyone.
I'm wearing a few things.
Right? Yeah. Okay. I had some incriminating pictures. I had incriminating pictures, but he wouldn't let me use them. So.
Again, you're going to have to get the tickets.
Oh,
that's right. That's right.
Cliffhanger, literally.
A cliffhanger.
See what you did there. Okay.
Melanie, what's it like putting a show like this together? What goes into it?
You know, it takes over 40+ women on the Aiken Women's Heartboard, plus a cast that's phenomenal of 20, 30 people, directors, assistant directors. Our band this year is phenomenal. Certain things go on throughout the year. They start writing the show in the summertime for the following February. So it has gotten to be, again, 6 shows in a week. And we sell out most of those shows. So we didn't have a show in 2021 because of COVID. So coming back last year was our big return to the stage, and this year, even bigger. So.
Melanie, where can people go to get more information and tickets?
Well, right now, probably one of the easiest ways is to go to our Facebook page. All the information is on there, or on the photo that we just had up there. So there's a number on that poster, and it's all on Facebook.
Aiken Women's Heartboard on Facebook is the place to go. February 22nd through the 26th at the Etheridge Center at USC Aiken. You can get your tickets, find the information for that. It's Home is Where the Heart Is.
Yeah. And come see Captain Ahab and all his costume changes.
Well, there's one of the characters.
Yeah, there's one of the characters.
Melanie, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.